How you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Today we're looking at Beware the Claws of the Cat. This is Marvel Comics, 20 cents, and I forget what year this is. I know it's the early 70s. And also, I want to say I'm sorry about the late video tonight. My wife wanted to play a board game, so of course I said yes, and time be damned. I know I made a New Year's resolution to make a video every day. I'm currently recording this at 12:35, so I missed my resolution by 35 minutes. But we were having a fun time, and we were playing Sleeping Gods, Ryan Lockett's new game. It's phenomenal. I really like it. So anyway, back to the video. This is Claws of the Cat. All right, I talked before when I did Night Nurse that Stan Lee wanted to get more of a female audience. So they brainstormed and they came up with three ideas for comics. One was Night Nurse, one was Claws of the Cat, and one was Shanna the She-Devil. Okay, this is by far the worst of the three. At least Shanna the She-Devil was a competent. I liked it, like a female Tarzan, female Kazar kind of comic. Night Nurse, I did a showcase on it. It's so bad that it's got like a cult following, and this is just bad. Okay, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings who made it, but okay, let's look at this cover. I do like this cover. Like look at that. And this costume became Hellcat's costume. Patsy Walker ended up getting this costume later on. I do like the blue and yellow, the IKEA color. I don't know. There's something about this costume that I like. To me, like I've said it over and over and over again, that a superhero costume it's not a military uniform. It's a superhero costume. It has to be simple and elegant, and you can't get any more simple and elegant than this cover. So let's take a look at the inside. Okay, there she is getting her treatment. I don't know why I like this drawing. It's just I don't know. It's a good cover. The end of the skinny body. Okay, gain up to 16 pounds in 14 days. All right, there we go. I was going to make a joke, but I'll keep my mouth quiet. Okay, Stan Lee presents a new Marvel landmark. Linda Fight writer. I don't know anything about Linda Fight other than she wrote this comic book and she ended up marrying Herb Trimpe. That's the only two facts I know about her. Okay, she worked at Marvel. I think she did like administration, and she wanted to write it. And Marie Severin is the artist. Marie Severin is just a classic old school Marvel comic artist. She's been around since the beginning. And Wally Wood, how amazing is that? Wally Wood is a legendary comic book artist, just legendary, troubled guy, had plenty of demons. I think he finally died of alcoholism, but he was one of those guys that would just fight anybody, like just an ornery guy is the only way to describe him. Ornery, troubled man, and a genius. John Costanza, you've seen that name a million times. He's a letterer for both Marvel and DC, and Roy Thomas is the editor and co-plotter. And this is when Roy Thomas was the editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics. I think this might have been right. Yeah, I think Stan Lee, this was his last year. 1972. I said early 70s. Okay, so let's take perfectly good splash page. I love this perspective. I love the cityscapes. Just I don't know. That's just cool. I got no problems. No problems so far. And we'll talk about her origin. I'm pretty sure it's going to go to a flashback. It's been years since I read this. But I love that. Look at that panel. So cool. So her powers so far that we know is that she has these retractable mechanical claws, and the mask gives her like heightened optical senses. So, what happened? Lightning or whatever hits and she falls, and she's got superior agility. Just... So, they're doing great as far as I'm concerned. Like, she's struggling. That's one of my things about the debut of a new superheroes. They can't be perfect. So, she's struggling. She's jumping. Like, I guess she failed to save it over here. And then this goomba comes and grabs her. And she fights him, kicks her right in the chest. Oh, man, that rips it, woman. So it's hurting her. Somebody get that broad, but watch her. She plays rough. Don't be half a man. Ah, man, the famous advertisement. I talked about this a million times, but I just love this. Lift weights and beat up people. That's the way to get chicks. Come on, that's the way to get chicks. So now she's jumping away at the other bullets, but we still don't know her motivations, what's going on, or anything like that. I like this. Just competent artwork. A lot of dialogue. I'm kind of pointing that out these days because I've been ripping on modern Marvel. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look at all the words. This is going to take you a little while just to read this page. You know, and so I know some people don't like it when there's too much dialogue on a comic book, but I like it because it's a comic book is the marriage of words and pictures. You need them both. You can't have one without the other and it be a good comic book. But the storytelling is pretty good. You know, and as far as I'm concerned, this is like a Spider-Man comic book. We could put Spider-Man in here so far. You know, doesn't matter that it's a cat powers, doesn't matter that it's male or female, whatever. This is just superhero and daring do, and that's pretty good. So now she's getting attacked. It's catnap, so they gas her and she falls asleep. Look at the nine tails. Is that a cat of nine tails? Or just a cat paw. So now she's knocked out. Time for the reminiscence. So this will catch us up. So this is what's her name? Greer Grant. Okay, and Greer Grant is my name's Bill Nelson. So she drops her money and she bumps into Bill Nelson, and Bill Nelson's giving her a dressing down for bumping into a cop, and they end up dating. Hold on, hon. Whirlwind romance. They get married, and she drops out of school, and I've been thinking maybe I should go back to college. I love you, Greer, but I want you to be a full-time wife. So here she is. What do you think? So she doesn't want to be. Well, she doesn't, I don't know. She doesn't not necessarily want to be a full-time wife, but she also wants a career. So she's just like learning stuff and doing stuff. Oh, Bill, I miss you. So he goes away, and that sounds like gunfire. Dun dun dun. What could possibly happen? So off-duty cop, he involves himself in a robbery, and blam, he just gets shot right in front of his wife. Dies right in front of her here. So what do I do? So, you know, this is classic like Marvel romance comics. What, you know, the tear out the window. That's like the cover of so many Marvel romance comics. So she's going to work. So you want to be a secretary? Do you want to be a secretary? You know, it's obvious that you're intelligent and capable, but I've got hundreds of girls like you every week. Do you type by any chance? You know, she doesn't want to be a secretary. So she meets this Dr. Tumalo. I was in your physics class. I'm Greer Grant. And your glasses are on your head, just like old times. So Dr. Tumalo recognizes her former brilliant student and hires her to be a lab assistant. So she goes back to school because now that she's working in the school, she gets free schooling. So it's everything she wants. She's working in a physics department, and she's going back to school. So that's pretty cool. So now she's kind of happy for the first time since her husband died. She's studying, and now she's waking up. And this guy's funny. Yak it up all you can. So what's going on? So this freak, look at this guy. He looks like a Roman emperor. I have plans for you. Let's show her something. So they're dragging her around. Dr. Mal Donalbain. Look at all these contraptions I got. Look at all these. So what he's doing is showing her, you know, the implements of her torture. He goes, look at this collar. So he actually made like a cat's collar. When I put this collar around your neck, it's the will dampener, the will nullifier, excuse me. And I'll put this on and you'll become my slave. She's like, I'm not staying back for your party. Look out. He goes, you idiot, you touched me. I warned you 1,000 times. Never touch me. Look at that freak. I'll teach you a lesson. Never. Zabo, reprimand this lout. No, boss, it was an accident. She pushed me. And here comes this, like, Frankenstein-like monster. Just comes out and beats the crap out of this guy. And throws him around. While that's happening, she cracks out of the ropes. And she has to fight this guy. So here she is using agility and like, speed to defeat this guy who's just strength and endurance. Which one's gonna live? So she doesn't even want to stay around and fight him. So she jumps out, goes through the vents. You know, that trope. You know, sleeking through the vents, climbs out, and here they make it up, and she's already gone. So there you go. And then she jumps back down because lets him think that she escapes. So here, I got to go back. I got to do this for Dr. Tremolo. Dun, dun, dun. So, this little bubbly side cloud indicates a break in time. So this is back into the flashback. So a lot of dialogue on this page. So she's explaining that she's working on these machines that it's like a chemical, mechanical, whatever process that she could use to like send electrodes through your muscles and stuff like that, and super condition your body so that like you can get like a perfect physique, perfect, whatever you want to call it. So of course this guy comes in. He wants to sponsor this. So he's like, I've been working on the same thing. We can work together. So he's given her money to help. What is that called? Grants. He's giving her grants, private foundation. So she doesn't want to do it, but scientists, you need the money. So she's like, who knows what evil lurks? So like he's got the like beautiful chicks hanging around him. Look at this outfit. I don't know, bad fashion sense. So she's just like, she's tortured. Do I take the money from this guy? There's something about him. And of course, I want you to use my beautiful girl over here as your guinea pig. So here she's like doing the testing on it and everything like that. And she's like, what's going on? Squirrel's injured as for I could feel it as strongly as if it were my own hand. So she's starting to realize that because so she's supposed to be the only test subject, but at night they're coming back. Ed Greer has volunteered to be the test subject because she has such respect for Dr. Tremolo. So she doesn't trust Doc Montalbane and this hot girl. So she's doing it, and now she's developing like a rapport with all the animals, and her intelligence is being increased. I could detect the movement of every part of this. So her sense of touch, like Daredevil, she's getting heightened senses. Her agility so she's almost like a female Daredevil at this point. And she's like, I don't like it. This guy's asking for more. He's making more demands on this for money. So she goes to the other guy's lab. He's like, he's an exact duplicate of my equipment. So he's been like stealing her secrets, and now he's got this girl decked out in a sexy cat outfit. Look at this Halloween costume. Your opinion relies less, my dear. Adorn your lovely neck with this accessory. So he's putting the slave collar on her. This guy's a real freak. So he's like, what's going on? What's going on? So now he's got this sexy girl whose body has been super conditioned to perfection, and she's a slave, and she wears a cat costume. And he says, you're the perfect woman, totally obedient and strong enough to do anything I command. Tell me this guy's not a pervert. I will have hundreds of such specimens, all controlled by me. Surely attack and disable those 3 men. So Shirley is able to beat up these guys. She's able to climb up the walls. Yeah, this guy's not making a sex harem, right? And she's got this like, she's like Spider-Man Daredevil. She fires this grappling hook. It penetrates the wall, and then she's able to swing like Spider-Man. So she's like, I can't let him do this. I can't let him do this. Look at all these cat costumes that he has. So she's like, I took his money. How foolish of me. Whatever. She's like, don't worry. I'll take care of this. So she leaves to go take care of it, and boom. So she, she's developing the strength and everything like that because she got the proper treatment. And Dr. Tremolo, of course, is killed. Same thing happened to Captain America, the super soldier serum. You too skinny. A lot of skinniness in 1974. The exact opposite these days. So she's like, what do I do? What do I do? So she breaks into... She goes, this costume gives me that. So she's taking one of Montalbane's costumes. And that way nobody, save her the embarrassment. So she fights this guy. She fights that guy. She fights this guy. She sneaks up on him because she's got these cat abilities. And look at this guy walk around in his bathrobe. What is he doing? And then the freak, Zabu. Come on, let's go. So I hear them. I'm not finished, but I've done. So she's sabotaging the machinery. Zabu comes, he fires off, and I guess, I don't know, shouldn't be shooting if you got one of your buddies in front of you, but what do I know? I'm just a safety guy. So she jumps down, and they're fighting. Da, da, da. And this brings us up to speed. So Zabu goes smashing into this. She ducks out of the way. The lights, I can't see, but she could see because she has these goggles on. Clicks on the night vision. No one. He shoots. The moments out this pitch dark. He really. Oh yeah. Okay. What do you mean? What do you plan to do? Greer's only replies, his sister's sound of metal claws slashing. Stop. No one could touch me. No one could touch me. He shot himself. Okay, as I dropped the phone, he had a phobia against people touching him. So she said she was going to scratch him with the claws, and he rather than that, he killed himself. So she's jumping away, and she's like, I don't know if I did the right thing. Maybe I should have gone to the police. He goes, plans for the betterment of womankind, but what I did. So I have misused my powers, but I've become a stronger woman, only to become a poorer human being. So she knew that this guy was freaked out about touch, so she played up his mental illnesses against him. So there she goes. She's doubting herself. And then the owl and the pussycat. So the owl is a Daredevil villain. And this comic only lasted 4 issues, and rather than being the women's lib comic, it was just pale imitation of Spider-Man and Daredevil, and all she did was, from this issue on, was fight old Daredevil villains. So there you go. It didn't last too long. There was the 3 comics. This was, looking back at this, I remember the art being abysmal, but I really enjoy the art looking through this. So I said this was the worst of the 3. For me personally, just the art alone, the Wally Wood, Marie Severin. My favorite is the Shanna, then this one, then Night Nurse, because Night Nurse, it was just a terrible. We're gonna blow up the hospital because there's a blackout and the hospital has an auxiliary back generated. The story's just so terrible. This one is just this, typical origin. You get the origin out of the way, then you could do your daring do and your superhero stuff. So that's the Claws of the Cat. It was a failure. I think they just make good comics. If you make good comics, the fans come. Rising tide floats all boats. Make good comics, people will read your good comics, and you'll get male fans, you get female fans, whatever. But I like this comic. I don't have to identify with women to like this comic. I thought it was fun. Great. It had a great art. The origin story was but it was fun to read. So there you go. All right. Thanks a lot. This is Claws of the Cat by Marvel Comics. This was 1972. This is 1 out of 3 of their female-led line of comic books that they're trying to get a female audience. It didn't work. Why? Because to me, they were just concentrating on like female, rather than making good stories. Okay, make the good stories and have a female, and then you'll have a successful comic. Men will buy it too. All right, thanks a lot. I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm sorry that what's today's date? The 23rd. I lasted 23 days on my New Year's resolution, but my wife wanted to play a board game, and that outranks this channel. All right, thanks a lot. I'll see you tomorrow with the new video. Bye bye. Or I'll see you later today with the new video. Bye bye.